One on my blue collar workers, on my YouTubers. Hope everybody doing good out there. On my union workers. Um, I'm just back at work, back on the weekend job. Back to work next week. I think we got one day off for New Year's, but other than that, I'm ready to hit the gas, ready to start going. So, did the podcast. That turned out pretty good. I'm not sure when he's gonna be posting it, but as soon as he posts it, I'll definitely try to link it or share it to my page or something. But yeah, no, it was definitely a good experience. We got to talk about a lot of things. Luckily, he asked me some questions, so he kind of kept me on track a little bit, so I didn't just get to rambling. A couple things I want to talk about was, number one, when I first made this page, I had put a description: make six figures without going to college. At that point in time, I wasn't making six figures yet. So as a first year apprentice, I think I only made like 50 some thousand. Second year, I think I made, second year started to pick up. So second year, I think I made like 93. So this year, not over yet. Still got a couple checks coming in, but it's looking like I'm making 120 this year. That's my gross. Obviously, taxes are crazy, so I ain't see no 120 in my pocket, but that was the gross pay for the year. So that just kind of goes to show what I'm trying to show y'all with this channel, this page, whatever YouTube, whatever you want to call it, is that you can definitely make six figures. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm working two jobs, so I think I made like 87 just off pipe fitting, and then I made another 30 or something off my weekend job. So I've been working 7 days a week. So I've been pushing, I've been going hard, but that's kind of irrelevant to the situation, because I'm gonna make more money. I'm gonna be making over 100,000 pipe fitting as a journeyman. But this goes to show you, even as an apprentice, you can make that type of money. It's just all in the mindset on what you're willing to do to get ahead. Like, if you're willing to work every day, one thing they say, because we get a lot of overtime in the trade, so one thing that a lot of old timers say is work the overtime when you can get it, because when you're young, you got the energy, and it's the best time to try to do as much as you can. It's gonna help you out in the long run to do it. And then when you get a little bit older, you ain't gonna need to do all that overtime. So you kind of set yourself up for success. And with that, there's just some things I want to speak on as far as leadership. Like, everybody ain't got to be a leader. That's not really what I'm trying to say. But anywhere you go, like, you just got to recognize that you're in charge of yourself. Like, there's nobody else can tell you nothing. They can explain things to you. They can tell you what they want to do. That's their perspective. You got to look at your own perspective. And if you can be confident in what you're doing, confident in your future, confident that you have good plans, good goals, that right there turns you into a leader. You're a leader yourself. So me, my little situation, like, obviously I kind of spoke to it on the channel some. I used to be a drug dealer, gang member, whatever. For whatever reason, I'd always find myself in a leadership position. And it never was because I was seeking it out. It was more or less just the fact that I had the confidence to speak when everybody else wouldn't. So a lot of times I see people, when they get in groups, like, everybody just kind of waits for somebody to give them the direction. Like, and a lot of times the people that do step up and try to give the direction, they ain't people that should be doing it. Like, they just I don't know, they feel like they should be the one, but they a lot of times don't have the best interests of the people that they're speaking to. Me, I've always tried to be fair on everything. So whether it was in prison, whether it was in the gang life, like, my whole moral was like, what's the best for all of us? Like, I don't know, I'm just not really, I wouldn't say I'm not a greedy person. I'm not greedy, but I always look out for myself first. But I like to see those around me do good. If you can keep that mentality that we all a team, no matter what situation you're in, whether you're at work, whether you with family, whatever, we're all a team. And you always try to look out for the team and bring other people up with you. That's gonna put you in a leadership position to where people are gonna see that, they're gonna respect that, they're gonna honor it. And that's helped me a lot in the trades, like, just being confident. Like, even though I'm an apprentice, basically every journeyman's above me, every foreman's above me, I pay attention, I learn things, and then I always put my input in. And part of that is learning how to put your input in without coming across as trying to be bossy or trying to run things, because sometimes that'll turn people off. So a lot of times you got to make it look like it was their idea and not try to take the shine. So it's about confidence and being humble at the same time. You kind of got to find that balance. But if you can do that in any situation in life, you're always going to end up in a better situation. So with me being an apprentice, like, obviously it's worked out in my favor, because I'm not doing regular third-year apprentice stuff. Like, I'm getting paid fourth-year apprentice because I pushed the issue on welding. I pushed it. They was trying to hold me back. They were like, "Oh no, you're still at the time I was still second year." And they was trying to put their foot on my neck and try to tell me like I had to wait. I had to just go through the process and it would come when it came. Well, that was kind of an unacceptable answer for me, because if anything, I've been shown in life that ain't nothing just given to you for free. You got to work for it. You got to push for it. You got to make it happen. If you want something to happen bad enough, you got to be the one to make it happen. So I've always kind of had that mindset. So when it came to welding, I was pushing the issue. I was going into the training center every week, practicing, making connections with people, and they were seeing what I was doing. They were seeing my work ethic, and they were seeing that, like, I'm the type of person where I don't like people telling me what to do. So a lot of times the way I would circumvent that is I would see what I needed to do before somebody had a chance to tell me to do it. I just go ahead and do it. And that kind of, for me, I don't know, maybe it's just a pride thing, whatever, but I just don't really like when people tell you what to do, because a lot of time that creates an uncomfortable situation. So if you have that motivation to just go be a go-getter and just go do it without anybody telling you, like, they see that, and then they start giving you a little bit more range. So now, like, a lot of the journeymen on my job site, they tell me all the time, like, I don't even look at you as an apprentice. Like, I look at you as a journeyman. Well, my paycheck don't look at me as a journeyman, but we're going to see if we can change that. We're going to keep going. If I stay welding at the same company in June, when I go to be a fourth-year apprentice, for us, fourth and fifth year, if you're welding on the job, if you're actually get hired on as a welder, you always get paid a year ahead. When you get to fourth and fifth year, you go to journeyman rate. So that's kind of been my motivation all along, is like I'm trying to speed up the process. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit older. I feel like I'm playing catch up. But I just think there's something to be said for that. I think everybody, we need a lot more future leaders. Like, and even in the trades, like, we talk about it all the time. We have a sister local next to us, St. Paul. So we kind of have a little bit of back and forth just because we're different locals, and we do a lot of the same jobs together, but we get trained separately. So they're always pushing the issue in Minneapolis, like, we need Minneapolis foremen. Like, we need you guys to go out and do this. So that's something to think about, is that they're looking for leaders. Like, we need the future leaders to step up. A lot of the older workers, they're getting ready to retire. We need people that have confidence to step up and fill them roles up and be able to lead people and show them how to do this job. Now, I've talked to a lot of foremen about this, like, how do you remember everything? How do you know everything? And man, they don't. Like, they know what they do on a regular basis. So Minnesota, we got a lot of different things that the pipe trades do. So we got nuclear power stations. We got coal power stations. We got data centers. We got clean rooms. We got hot water systems. We got steam systems. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. We also got refrigeration systems. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things. Now, most foremen, they're kind of almost specialize in what they usually do. So there's a lot of people that do the shutdowns on nuke reactors. That's mostly all welding, but it's like really precision welding. Like, your welds got to be on point for that. It's like 100% X-ray, most of them. Then you got we got like a lot of school jobs, so we're doing a lot of school upgrades of their heating. That's chill water system. And that's kind of like, I don't know, people kind of look at that as like the bottom of the barrel. Just, I don't know why. I don't mind school jobs. They just the first couple jobs I was on were school jobs, and they got a lot of stuff in there, so there's a lot of stuff to learn in there. And then I'm out at Mystic Lake Casino right now. That's a chill water heated water system, but it's huge. Like, the boilers, there's like, I think we're running like 6 or 8 boilers, and they got 4 massive chillers that are just huge. Some of the biggest ones that most of my foremen have even seen. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to learn, but you can't be intimidated by that, because it's a learning process every day. And even if you are a leader, like, you got to make sure that you can trust the people that are under you and respect their opinions, because, like, say if I get a foreman spot at some point in time, That doesn't mean I just know everything and I boss everybody around. For me, it's always worked to my benefit in any kind of leadership position that the people that you assemble with you, they're always going to bring something to the table that you don't have. And you know, you got to let them get their shine sometimes, and realize, like, you don't know it all. Somebody else is going to know something. You just got to be able to weed through and pick what's good and what's bad, because sometimes there'll be people that got bad work habits, whatever. And you know, I don't want to be the type of person that would crack the whip and say, hey, you got to do more. Like, you're not doing enough. So you got to kind of make it seem like we all on the team, we all try and do this. Let's see what we can accomplish together, and make it be a more positive, more of a positive message on the route that you're trying to go. So I don't know, maybe I'm not explaining it very good, or it just kind of sounds like rambling, but it's definitely something to think about as you're coming up in the trades, as you're coming up in any kind of job, especially if you're younger, coming out of school. Like, you got to learn to get that confidence, and learn to be a leader. If not of anybody else, just be a leader for yourself, man. You got to realize that you need to have specific goals and specific places that you're trying to get to, and then you can really analyze it and break it down and figure out how to get there by what you can accomplish. And everybody's goal is going to be a little bit different. You always got to remember that everybody else, they're not necessarily thinking the way you are. They're thinking something completely different. So you can't assume that because you think one way, everybody else is going to fall in line and think the same way. You got to kind of do a little bit convincing, and show them that where you're trying to go is the right way. And then it's got to be beneficial for everybody. Like, it can't be just, this is going to work out for me, but everybody else is not going to be in a good situation. That never works. You gotta kind of do the teamwork thing. But it's definitely something that will benefit you if you're trying to advance yourself in life, is to be able to find that balance between being confident and being humble. And just, I mean, it's just a learning process, man. It's all mental. A lot of it's mental. A lot of it's just about keeping a good attitude, and not letting small things get you, because nobody wants to be around somebody that's always complaining. Or if it is complaining, like, there's some things that everybody complains about on a job site, and it's just kind of I don't know, it's fun talk, but it is what it is. It's not really serious stuff. But you don't want to be that negative person that nobody wants to be around. So anyway, that's my word for the day. Back to work. About to go in here and sit in the booth and weld for 12 hours. So, you know, I hope y'all think about me. It's going to be miserable. I tell you, I hate this weekend job. The more I do it, the more it's just miserable. But I'll tell you what, that extra paycheck make a difference. So next year, this is put a milestone right now. It's the first time I made 6 figures in a year. So I know next year is going to be more. We'll see if I can keep the weekend job for a whole nother year. If I make 120 this year, I'll probably make 150 next year. So I'm doing some things, trying to recalibrate some of my financial things. I need to really speak with somebody about like financial planning, because I'm all about just making more money. I really don't know nothing about saving money or allocating my money. I do a little bit of investing, but not really seriously. I'll just kind of let my pension and 401k and annuity do their thing, and I need to get a little bit more serious with that. But anyway, that's the end of my day's rant. So if you're watching still, have a good day. Hope everybody out there winning.